Okay, so this video is about big swaps versus little swaps. Tomorrow I'm going to swap in Dallas. I think they call it an expo or something, but it's a swap. I know a swap whenever I see one. Here's what I'm bringing, just a bunch of plants. I would bring fish and stuff too, but I have to be in Houston for several days after. So the fish, I'd worry the fish would die, but the plants, they'll be fine. I hope to sell all these. I believe there's like 63 of them. There's a big shot. Yeah. And I have a smaller swamp in, where I live. Probably 10, 15, 20 people maybe. And that's in like 2 weeks. So I figured this is a good opportunity to talk about the differences between them since they're so close to one another. So here's what I got from the swap, all of which was trades: Kabamba Furcata, Pogostemon erectus, Rotella bonsai, also called True Rotella indica, and Amana bonsai. And then I took this one home, and then I just got some S-Repens. I made like $115, which is very bad, especially considering all the work I put in. But I think the biggest thing was social aspect of it. I didn't really know anybody there. I mean, I knew a few people, but all of them were vendors and stuff. So yeah, there really wasn't very many buyers there, to be honest. Not nearly as many as I thought, and most of them didn't really like plants either, so I guess that's a Dallas thing. My plan of bringing kind of stuff for breeders, that did not work at all. Nope, wouldn't recommend that there. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it was just a bad year for it is the main thing. Just not a lot of people came this year for whatever reason. There were a lot of vendors though. Not a ton of vendors had plants though, which was kind of interesting. It was kind of weird this was a pretty good size swap, and some people, they really like set up shop, like they had all sorts of fancy stuff, and it was kind of weird, to be honest. Like they had like fancy shelves and fancy light and all sorts of stuff on like display and stuff, and it was kind of weird. Like they put way too much effort in. It was kind of crazy. Yeah. I'm trying to think here if I have any other thoughts. Not really. I don't think I would go back. I think it was just a bad year, but from the amount of people there that wanted to buy plants, it was pretty low, and that's what I sell mostly is plants, so probably wouldn't go back. Maybe as a buyer, but you have to pay like $10 to get in to buy stuff, and I think that's kind of weird. It'd be different if there was like speakers or something like at a lot of the other shows, but like there isn't. All it is just, it's just a swap. You're just buying stuff and having to pay to get in to buy stuff. I don't know about all that. But there was some cool stuff there. There was like some cool wild type bettas and jellyfish and quite a bit of African cichlids, stuff like that. There was a good variety of fish. There were reptiles too. It was almost all snakes. I'm kind of surprised there weren't any like insects or anything, and they didn't have any like live foods for them either. Like, because I was, I went to the reptile area because I was hoping to find some live foods I could feed my bettas or something. But they didn't really have any. It was just like all snakes. Like almost all snakes. Like there were a couple of lizards, but it was like one lizard to like 10 snakes. It was like, I guess there was big snake people there. And I don't know. I think most people probably know what these plants look like, so you'll see them in later videos. And I have no idea where I'm going to put them either. I rearranged some stuff in there to try to make room. I didn't make no room. I rearranged stuff in there too. Didn't make any room. I need more aquariums. Yeah, I guess I think I'd rather go to a more local swap just because, I know people there. I think that's the biggest thing, is the social aspect of it. And I'm not a very social person, but being quiet down, but not having. But as I was saying, I think the social aspect of the swap is, I think it's important, especially whenever it's not a good swap like this one was. So I guess we'll see how I feel about the others. Oh, and also it's been a few days. I would have a lot less kind remarks to say about it if it was the day of. So I figured I'd let it simmer for a few days so I can remember it more fondly. Anyways, here's what I'm bringing to the local swap. That's just a bunch of mixed stuff with a bunch of hair algae. I was going to throw it away, but then I was like, well, someone might want it. But there's stuff for the local swap. And, we'll see how it goes. It's 22 different species. And I don't know how many individual bags. I'm also planning on bringing some shrimp. It's like late in October, so I need to take down my shrimp ponds. So, I'll have some shrimp and maybe some other things too. But, things tomorrow. I'm going to put in that cooler and we'll see how I do. So my thoughts on the local swap. It was pretty good. I made $80. The, one of the local fish stores here gave away a $50 gift card. And during a raffle type of thing, like a free raffle type of thing. And I won a cup, so that's cool. As you can see, I have quite a few things left over. Unexpected. Didn't end up selling it all at the end like I usually do. I didn't try because there's an aquarium that I kind of want to put some of this stuff in. In the Dallas one, I did this so people could scan it to see the plants. I think one person scanned it. And so here I went ahead and printed them off to show you what they look like. And I think that helped. They're not very good pictures, so that's the thing. But it's hard to get good pictures of plants. But I had a lot more fun at this one than I did at the one in Dallas, to be honest. And I don't think I bought anything. I'm pretty sure I didn't. If I did, I'll let y'all know, I guess, later. There's the plants I got at the Dallas one. There's Pogostemon erectus. There, kind of a fine leaf plant. That's the Rotella bonsai. Right there. Almost looks like a bacopa or something. And then the Capomba fricata. Somewhere in the back there you'll be able to see it better from up here. Nice looking red Capomba. But yeah, that's all I got, I believe. And those were all from the last one. But yeah, it was fun. I think there was maybe 20, maybe 30 people there. Quite a few, a lot more than I thought, to be honest. A lot of them were families, though. You know, they came in a group, so they don't really count, in my opinion, because it's like, you know. You know what I mean? Like, they're a family, you know, they came in a group. They're a family, so, you know. But for my count, I'm counting them, but, you know, if I counted the families as one unit, you know, it'd be quite a bit less, but yeah, you know, I had fun at the local swap. I certainly enjoyed it a lot more. It was only 2 hours, which is nice compared to the other one, which was like all day. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, really. Pro local swaps. Whoop, whoop. Mostly because, you know, I know people there. So, yeah. It was cool that a raffle and stuff at the local one. At the one in Dallas, I don't think they had anything like that, honestly, which is kind of lame. I think, like, you got to pay and everything, and it was just selling stuff. Like, I think they had stuff for the kids at the Dallas one, but anyways, yeah, cool. We had the store kind of sponsor it, if you will. I didn't have any involvement in that or anything, like really any involvement in the raffle. I guess I did. I got up early, or I got there a little bit early to set up some tables, but I mean, that's it. You know, that doesn't really count, I think. I wasn't asked to do that. I just did, I guess. You know, I just ended up being there a little bit early. So, you know, that's what I did. But, yeah, local swaps are good. I guess that's the point of this video. But, all swaps are good. So, with that being said, bye-bye, guys. I've rambled on. Good enough.